Yeah,
Happy
Easter
holidays
Monday.
to all of our friends.
Yeah, Easter Monday. I don't have off from work, so it was something else to just even get my mindset right after the Easter Sunday of traveling away.
Yes,
How's it
indeed.
going?
Yeah, I was, I'm not obviously an observer of any of the religious holidays, so I was, my holiday was to chill on the couch and relax and, watch some depressing footy, which in itself feels like I should have had a holiday off for what we had to
Right?
go through. So, you know,
It was pretty
where's
bad.
the goddess Oester when I need her,
It was something else. Just being able to watch how bad things were. I was in Baltimore watching that and walking around in an Arsenal jersey in Baltimore. Everybody was like, "I'm so sorry." Gentleman who's a Manchester United fan just was like, "Are you guys going to bottle it?" And I was like, "Huh." I haven't expected to receive this question outside of New York, so all I could say
Yeah.
was we'll see how things go. But I feel really good about it.
Yeah, it's so funny. I just to that point, I had two of my Man City friends reach out to me, just random text messages like, "Are you okay? Like, keep fighting the good fight." I'm like, "Oh,
It's
maybe I'm
bad right
sending these
now.
messages." I mean, yeah, I mean, it's bad when Man U fans are just texting you to check in. That might be a point to worry about.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, to all Gunners fans, I'm sure you're feeling it right now, but this ain't all about you this week. Everybody's got it rough right now. It's just we are magnified because we are the team that everybody loves. But
Yep.
everybody, thank you again for giving Dem Boys Watch Footy some love, liking and subscribing and sharing. I really appreciate it. Appreciate all the love on all of the shorts, getting a lot more comments, especially with our most recent episode about the English World Cup squad that is about to go, how far they're going to go. Please keep giving us some love there. And give us a like, subscribe if you can while listening to the content. We got Waja here today. We're going to start off talking about the FA Cup. Uh, before the Arsenal match, there was a pretty large match that happened. It was Manchester City versus Liverpool. Now, this one was billed as Liverpool. They're fighting to make sure that they have something for Mo Salah's legacy because right now they were in three competitions, now down to two after a 4-0 drubbing at the hands of Manchester City. Erling Haaland had a
Mm.
hat trick. First time that he's scored in a couple of in almost a month. He's been having a really terrible go of it, and he really showed up
Hmm.
against Liverpool this time. Mo Salah missed the penalty. James Trafford was able to give it a save. So after watching that, Manchester City now they've already won the Carabao Cup. They're starting to really stamp their name. They don't have to worry about midweek matches with Champions League anymore. Uh,
Hmm.
Raj, how do you feel about Manchester City winning the FA Cup as well?
You know, uh, I mean, I don't feel good about it. Obviously, I don't want them to win and have two cups over us.
Yeah.
If that if that is what the what the gods of destiny have what the football gods have in store for us. Now, them winning the FA Cup and the Carabao and making getting a potential domestic double is not something I particularly want to see. But with that said, I honestly don't see who's going to stop them.
Yeah.
It was the Erling Haaland show that we are, that like you said, we've not seen in a little while, particularly this season. But he came back and scored a ferocious hat trick. Against a faltering Liverpool side, still strong but still faltering. And it was literally, Pep and his boys at the Etihad, no mercy, no quarter given, and Mo Salah and his team looked just bewildered.
Yeah.
So if that's the way that they're gonna, to your point, now that they've they don't have any more weekday games, they have. I feel like it's gonna happen. I don't see anything that's gonna stop them from winning it, other than Chelsea, which is, let's be real, is a much of a stopgap to stop them from winning the FA Cup right now. So yeah, unfortunately, I see it happening unless there's some massive upset that we just did not foresee. And that does make me sad. Makes me sad a little bit. But at the same time, as long as we can stop them from winning the domestic, then I think my tears will be, will be minimal, to say the least. But look, they're so strong right now, and I feel like really Pep and his team are really kicking into high gear right now. As you said, we're as Arsenal, we're 9 points clear right now.
9 points clear with 7 matches.
9 points clear, 7 matches left, 9 points clear. They have a tough run when it comes to the Prem. Not super hard, but tough. And now with this, I see a clear pathway for them taking the FA Cup home.
Oh, for sure. I mean, their squad finally looks very settled down within the chaos that they went through earlier this season. Even a month ago when they drew against West Ham, it all got settled down after that Carabao Cup win. Their team, the new team members who hadn't won before, Semenyo, Gahey,
Nico Riley. I mean,
yeah, everybody feels real good right now. So they're looking very strong to be able to. They're definitely the front runners for this competition. While we have to also look at Liverpool, they were absolutely battered. Honestly, they have a quarterfinal matchup within the Champions League this week against PSG. So very excited to see how that goes. I will be discussing that a little bit later. But Liverpool is not looking great for Slot right now. It's not. The team just looks off. It's just something's not clicking. Even with all of those buys, they bought around 500 million British pounds worth of players this past season, and after coming off of a title win last year, they were buoyed to be repeat champions. Right now, it is not looking the such. So,
most definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely not. They are looking real weak. I mean, I feel like even some of the lower teams could have taken on Liverpool and come up with a draw, if not a win. So the fact that they were battered so badly, against Man City, and that now they've got to go and obviously we'll talk about it in a second. Now they've got to put the reset button on. They had less than 72 hours to put a reset button on and then take on PSG. No easy task for even the best Liverpool side. And Slot looks bewildered.
So really, really hoping that Liverpool can at least put up a fight in this first leg against PSG. They're going to be playing in the Parc des Princes in France because Liverpool were able to finish higher than PSG. What we learned last season when PSG had those home games in the second leg.
Vital.
So we'll see how this next year's iteration where Liverpool gets to play their second leg at home. We'll see if that actually helps them in this tie.
Most definitely. And Liverpool at home, second leg. Listen, that ground to play there for everything that they've lost, I think they will. It's time to put up or shut up. Slot's job was on the line. Salah needs to leave on a high note. And the new players need to come in and show their worth. So it is. It's not just one. It's not just two matches. It's not just one match at home for them. It is really putting up everything and saying, "Hey guys, the philosophy that Klopp passed down to Slot and the players like Mo Salah have created from the culture of Liverpool. This is it now. This is the magnum opus for them. This is the end of it. And there's no take back. So they have to put up or shut up."
Yeah, very much so. All right, from that match, we go to our own misery. We had Arsenal versus Southampton. We have to.
I want to talk about it.
We have to. It was not the greatest of days, and it's buoyed by two facts, which really are irksome. Southampton were able to get the win against Arsenal 2-1 this past Saturday. They're a very young kid who was a Manchester City academy player, was able to give them the go-ahead score. And in the 85th minute, it was a shock heard around the world. What I have to say is Southampton's social media admin, he or she is, or they are doing amazing. The quadruple on, it's just been banter. It's been really great banter. Yeah, Shea Charles, he just picked the team on his back It was a really great mazy run on the right side, pass over to him. He was able to slide it into the bottom right corner of Kepa's, and it dumped Arsenal out of the cup. But there are a few things that are very worrisome. The team that Arsenal chose should have been strong enough to get more than one goal before the 77 minutes, before Gyökeres came on to score his goal to tie the match up. Southampton, they got very lucky with a few plays, but they kind of completely dominated, especially within the opening 15 minutes of the second half. It was very worrisome. Arsenal right now, we know that Saka is injured. We know that Declan Rice is injured. We have Eze out. Gabriel picked up a knock in that match. It's very worrisome to close out these final 7 matches for Arsenal. But I have to give fair play to Southampton. They've been one of the biggest rivals to Arsenal whenever they play against each other. They play Arsenal hard.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah,
they never let up. Southampton famously started the skid on the first go round when Arsenal really thought they were going to win the Premier League back in 2021-2022 season, where it famously ended up in a draw with Southampton eking out a point but still going down. But that started the skid where, famously enough, we played Sporting the next match. We're dumped out of the Europa League, and Manchester City ended up winning that league that year. So, Waj, just give us your cliff notes, your TLDR. How do you feel about the loss?
It's funny because even when I saw us draw Southampton, I was like, oh Lord, of all teams in the championship that I just did not want to do Southampton.
Yeah.
Especially Southampton at St. Mary's. That is not a team to be trifled with. The fact that they also came out with an amazing run. I think there's 7 unbeaten matches right now with the manager. Yeah. So they've been an amazing run. They are on such a tear. Granted, I believe they're 7th in the championship, but they're fighting for promotion. And on top of that, they're also, and then, you can put as much superstition as you want onto this one, but they wore their yellow jerseys. The jerseys they wore many times when they have scraped great victories, legendary victories for their club over decades. And so the fact that all these things were working for me, and even the announcer was like, oh, they're wearing the yellow. And I hate when the announcers start talking like this, because I'm like, you start putting the juju on me.
Yeah, magic of the FA Cup.
Yep. So the announcers were putting that, the voodoo of the announcers on it. But with all that said, look, Southampton played their match, and they played it very, very well. They were dogged. They literally were playing like there was, like the whistle was going to be blown any minute. They did not care.
Yeah.
At the same hand, on the other side of that pitch were Arsenal. And they played like they were guaranteed to win. And that they should have had 3 goals. The defense was it was shambolic from the defense. The whole back line, Ben White missing that header, which should have been easy for to give up them that goal, and to even look so dejected as he did when he realized that the ball, that the guy had the shot on target. The second goal, even Gyökeres' goal, all of that, all of it showed just that we were not prepared for that match. Even whether you're coming back from international break or not, the sheer fact that Max Dowman, the 16-year-old child, was the best player on the Arsenal side, hands down, for the whole 90 minutes, was very indicative to what happens when we're not playing certain players, especially your Declan Rice's, your Bukayo Saka's, without having Eze, Odegaard is of course coming back. We have a lot of players coming back from injuries, so let's give them a bit of grace there.
You are the top team within the Premier League, and
this is what I was going to say.
You can't give them that much grace.
I want to give them grace, but at the same time, we brought on our first team's players. We're now playing two strikers up front, and we are scraping by to get goals. The back line just looks completely bewildered. It was unacceptable.
Yeah.
If this was a Prem team that we had lost it to, whether that be Leeds or even, dare I say, Wolves, okay, I would have been a bit more pissed off. But and again, Southampton, not a team to be fucked with, but still, the way we lost, in the manner that we lost, that wasn't acceptable to me.
Yeah,
And
they
we are,
very
like you
much
said, we
want
are
to keep
7 matches away. They just beat the top defensive team in the Champions League, the top team in the Premier League, and they played us like fiddles, man. Played us like fiddles, and it seemed to me that Arteta really didn't know what to throw. Whereas the Southampton manager was clearly, they very much had a plan in place, and they were not diverting from their from their goal and from their mission. So that to me is very worrisome. You know, we have Sporting tomorrow, followed by Bournemouth this weekend, and I mean, obviously, we're going to be playing now our best lineup for tomorrow's match. But this actually now, this taking away from tomorrow, this actually makes me even more concerned about Bournemouth when we have Saturday. Who are we going to be playing against them? If this is the case, if this is what happens against Southampton. So, I'm still, licking my wounds from it. It was just a disappointing match, but in something deep in me was like, this is going to be a hard match, but we should be able to scrape by and win. And when I saw that second goal go in, I was like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, I went outside. I was like, give me some sun and a beer. Like, my day is over.
that was honestly how it was, but I still had to make sure that I was walking around. I was just like, wow, I'm really showing this jersey proud, but yeah, it's not feeling right now.
Like I said, it's bad. It's better when the Man U supporters are calling you for a mental health check-in.
Yeah, very much.
Not even about the banter. So I got a lot of that between Saturday and today.
Yeah, and the thing that really irks me about this is Southampton have a 6-pointer going against in the championship Wrexham for that last playoff position in the championship to get promotion within Premier League. And you know what? They said, oh, we're going to play our best team. And they look good. And it's a really big problem and I said this very early on in the season, and right now it's really starting to creep up. Arteta does need to answer for some of his tactical decisions as to why he wants to play the way that he wants to play. He wants to play a very slow, methodical route of playing where, I mean, we've been playing much more wide, which has been really great in some positions and very
in some, and depending on who's on the wings.
The pitch. Yeah,
this was get into the wing, get back out. We were like, what are we playing? It was so slow. There was no breakaways. Yeah. Like, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah, the team that was out there was made for a counter-attacking side. It was not made for a side that wants to hold possession. And that's the thing that I think Arteta needs to figure out as he continues to learn within his job. I mean, he's still a first-time manager with this squad, but he's been a manager now this is his 7th season. So you have to continue to adapt. We understand that you have a way that you want to make sure gets you over the line over 38 matches, but there are other matches that you're performing in. This season will probably say that majority of Arsenal's first team players are going to play upwards of 55 matches this season, and that is before World Cup. Some of them pulled out of international play, and they are not looking the top side in the league. And if you look at Arteta's numbers from September all the way through May, September, October, November, we look great. December, we get a little bit of a very big tailwind where things start to get rocky. January, we start to pull it up. We make sure that we can at least have a little bit before all of the cup matches happen. February is where things get worrying, but this past year it wasn't. March is normally the time where Arsenal decide to let up off the gas pedal and start to play a very maligned football. So hopefully it doesn't go in the way that normally goes, where in April we completely lose everything. But it's signs of worry, and I understand why fans are nervous. They have PTSD from the last couple of seasons, and it is not good for morale right now. But I trust him. He's trying to bring some joy back into the league. I saw those photos of the team practice with them with the ball and some pens, and everybody's going to
whatever that was.
It's Arsenal. Everybody's going to banter it, but you got to do something completely different. Let's hope that his tactics are changing. He's got Sporting coming up. We'll talk about that later. And then, as you said, Bournemouth on the weekend. So we'll see how things play out from there.
Yeah.
Chelsea versus Port Vale. I don't think we really need to talk about this match.
No, it was carnage.
Yeah, it was destruction. It was a League One side, and they're not even a high League One side getting dominated. But the fact that they made it that far, made it to quarterfinals. Very glad for them. But Chelsea, Rosignol, he needed this type of match against a bad team. He doesn't have to worry about the Arsenal curse, where he's playing against Arsenal again, where he doesn't have to play us any more this season. So let's see what he can do within the match.
Yeah, I mean, it was completely definitive win, and I mean, again, if this is, I mean, to say this is the side that we expect to play against Man City for the FA Cup final, those are two very different stories. But with that said, Rosignol, I mean, he's got nothing else to play for except for this cup now, and obviously getting to the highest point in the Prem now. So this is his chance. I mean, to seal it, you know, and to hopefully be the manager when it comes to the 2026-2027 season. So I feel like as much as the players are playing for their positions, and of course he's had, you know, he had to suspend some player. He had to suspend a player in Enzo. He had to, and of course the issue with Cucurella. But at the end of the day, I mean, he has to put his stamp on this team and give it the identity that he believes it needs, him and the group believes it needs right now. And so this is his opportunity for that. If he can beat Man City, listen, I will give the brother all that handshakes possible if this brother can beat Rosignol. So if he can beat Pep. So listen, keep it in London is all I can say about that.
Well, I mean, he can literally become Arteta 2.0 for Chelsea if he wins the FA Cup this season. Because there will be a cup at the end with somebody else's team, and it can bully you for hopefully another season, as you said. So,
and he will be and fun little fact, he will be, I think, the first black manager to win the FA Cup, or at least to win a cup in England of prestige, maybe ever. Just that one out there. Listeners, tell us what you think about that one. Put in the chat. I think I'm right, but tell me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure.
If it does come to fruition, really, I mean, Chelsea, even though they're neighbors, we buy from them all the time. Let's see what happens, you know?
Listen, if he wins, man, I'm going to be like, right on, brother, right on.
Yeah, give up Lavia with that win, you know? Come on, bring it. And the final FA Cup match, we had Leeds 2 versus West Ham 2. Leeds won on pens 4-2. It was a very crazy game. Leeds thought they were done. They were up 2-0 going into the second half, and then West Ham just kind of blitz. They were just like, you know what? We ain't got nothing else to play for except for survival. Let's at least try to stay within something, you know? They forced extra time. West Ham's goalie, Areola, he got injured. And then a 20-year-old debutant, L.A. Harris, he made the first save within the penalty shootout. Insane. And then ended up missing the other 4 shots to lose on pin 4. So Leeds,
shame.
Picked up semifinal for the first time in 39 years. What are your thoughts, Mark?
Look, I mean, it was pretty crazy. I didn't get to watch the full match, but I watched the highlights, and I mean, the 2 late equalizing goals at such a point in extra time. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And like you said, you know, West Ham are playing. They have nothing to play for right now. They're playing for survival. Leeds are sitting a bit prettier. I believe they are at 15th. I believe. So they're sitting a bit prettier. But you know, Leeds held their nerve, and ultimately it got them the semi spot. It got them to book their spot in the semis. So you know, big up to Leeds for that one. It's absolutely. And I mean, the whole match, I think, just goes to show where West Ham is going. They could bring it back and then just bottle it, you know. And then you've got Calvert-Lewin and his boys just like fighting to show that Leeds can actually stay up and be a Premier League squad. So it's two very different stories, two very different teams going on two very different directions on the highway to victory. And yeah, I mean, I was happy to see Leeds win it. Honestly, I like Leeds, I always have. So good on them for coming through, especially with the goalie.
Oh yeah, it was something to see. So we got Manchester City versus Southampton and Chelsea versus Leeds at Wembley on April 25th and April 26th. So we'll see what happens. I got a quick quiz for you, Waj.
Ooh,
Who are
him.
the last two non-top flight teams to win the FA Cup?
Oh man, really?
It's easy. Everybody knows the 2012 and 2013.
That's gonna be Leicester.
No, FA Cup.
Oh,
Because Leicester won it in 2020, 2021. I'm talking about
right.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't think I even know. It's gone back too far.
Wigan versus Manchester City. They won 1-0.
Oh shit, that one. That
But
match,
then,
yeah.
and then here's the other one, 2007, 2008. This is the old Barclays. You should know this one.
Ooh. 2020. You said 2007,
2007 to 2008. This is old Barclays. And
I
it's
don't
the
think my brain is
craziest.
working enough.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's Portsmouth versus Cardiff City. Portsmouth won that 1-0.
oh gosh, okay, yeah. I was not gonna get Portsmouth and Cardiff. Sorry, Portsmouth and Cardiff, but I was not gonna get that. Sheesh.
Yeah, it's crazy to think.
I remember that summer specifically. I can tell you I was not watching the FA Cup. I was a little bit busy on my graduation year. I was my hot boy summer that year.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody again for giving us some love. We're about to switch over gears to the Champions League because we are stacked over there. As we discussed, we had PSG v Liverpool, Real Madrid versus Bayern, Barcelona versus Atletico, Sporting versus Arsenal. Let's start off with Barcelona versus
sheesh.
Atletico.
Oh man, okay, fine. Let's start with
Well, that's the easier one because Barcelona Atletico actually played over the weekend.
Yeah, they played over the weekend. It was a fantastic. Just 4 days ago, Barca beat Atletico 2-1 in La Liga.
Some crazy calls in that match,
and that has also forced Atletico to 3 losses in a row. So this is a derby that is also deciding domestic supremacy right now, and it's playing it on the biggest stage in Europe. So historically, this is very interesting because the history of it is Atletico beat Barca, right? It's happened in the past 2 previous Champions Leagues, but Barca have also been unbeaten, very much so, in their last 25 matches against Atletico, across all competitions. So this one's going to be good no matter what. I'm selfishly putting my money on Atletico for this one, but I mean, but at the same time, I feel like I'm just like throwing caution to the wind at this point, and Barca's just going to take it, especially because it's going to be at the Camp Nou for the first match. And like I said, Barca just beat them. They are flying high. The confidence is at a very good high, but Atletico have something to prove right now. And their backs against the wall, and they know what this means if they lose 2 back-to-back matches against Barca. So, with that said, what do you think?
I mean, there's some very interesting things that happened over the weekend. You had a few crunching tackles. You had Nico Gonzalez get a red card on a foul on Yamal, but as well, you saw a few fouls from the Barcelona squad, which there was one that was completely overturned from a red to a yellow, and that didn't make any sense because the ball came in the ankle. It was a kicked through the Barcelona player, but he kicked through hard enough where it landed on his ankle, and in clear real time, it looks like a red. So the fact that it was overturned to a yellow, with that red card happening in the 45th minute, so right at half, but you have extra time. It kind of changed the entire landscape for the second half.
Yep.
Robert Lewandowski was able to get a 87th minute goal to end the deadlock because it was one
This
all.
man.
Yeah, he's a splendor. Sad that he didn't make the World Cup, but I'm kind of glad Poland didn't make it this year. Poland, for some reason, just doesn't look good in the World Cup. Every time they go, it's just
Nah, no,
yeah,
they never look good. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I would just have loved to see this Lewandowski one last World Cup.
yeah, yeah,
It's
true.
just
Yeah, it's a lot of
along
older
with
players. Yeah,
yeah, just this is like the graduation party, or for a lot of people. And I personally would have just loved to see Robert Lewandowski on the same stage with Messi and with Ronaldo, and so many just amazing players that we've grown up with finish out. But let's neither here nor there.
yeah, for sure. So for this first leg, you're going with Atletico. Is your first
I mean,
leg?
I'm going Atletico, but I mean, I feel like I'm going to be wrong. But I want to go against the grain. So
Okay.
if so, it's going to be if Atletico win, it's either going to be a 1-0 or a 2-1, but it'll be a 1-0 difference. And typically they score a lot of goals. It's typically a 2.5 over on Atletico Barca match. So I'm going to say 2-1 Atletico.
Okay. Okay. All right. The next match we're going to go into is Sporting versus Arsenal. Now, this is a
Mm-hmm.
homecoming for Gyökeres. He
It's
played for.
Return of the King.
Yeah, we'll see how the mask fares over in Portugal. I'm very excited to see he's on a super tear. He got his team into the World Cup, Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited how he was able to do it in the final minute. He also scored in the FA Cup right off of the bench. So he's doing his part. He's making sure that they're scoring. Let's just make sure that Arsenal players can actually find him on a break or just make
Yeah.
sure the ball gets to his feet. He's looking like he's ready to pounce on the ball. Sporting, they come in after coming back against the Norwegian side, and very excited to see kind of how they move forward because Sporting have famously beaten Arsenal in the Europa League before, and it's a
So what was the
little
last score? Just remind me, what was the last score when we last played Sporting about 18 months ago? What was the score there? Because I believe it was 5-1.
oh well
I
well
believe it was 5-1.
well. I'm glad that that happened previously, but we're talking about results that have happened. Bodo beat Sporting 3-0, and then Sporting was able to win 5-3. So
Yeah, that was disgusting.
yeah, they know how to score. They have some really good players on their squad. You have to worry about Gonçalves. You have to worry about their own Suarez. They have a Trincao. Uh,
Yeah,
so
and let's talk about that because the Colombian Luis Suarez has been stellar this year. He scored
yeah,
29 goals this season. He is the replacement for
yeah.
Gyökeres,
Mhm.
and he is in his own right, just on his own tear. If you compare his season right now to Gyökeres' best season last year, they are very, very similar in stats. With that said, they're also missing their anchor in Morten Hjulmand. So he's out. The captain and the anchor of the team is going to be out for tomorrow. We also do not have our anchor. So I think this is going to be a very, very interesting match, especially because we don't know exactly who is going to be completely out for tomorrow in terms of our defensive line. Up front, Gyökeres, great. Odegaard, great to have him back. We're gonna have, Saka's out, but we will most likely have the likes of
And Timbers
Madueke,
is out.
Martinelli, Timbers is out. But I think Rice will hopefully be back. If not, we'll have Norgard in there with probably Havertz and Odegaard, with the wings being Martinelli and likely being Madueke. So we have the pace, we have the skill on the wing. So it's really going to come down to really the midfield versus midfield and Suarez versus
Mhm.
Gyökeres. Um, with that, I mean, before I even say anything, what's your prediction?
Well, I really have to point at Sporting have a perfect home record in the Champions League this season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very worried about that because it's Arsenal playing away in Portugal has not been the greatest whenever we go. I do have to remind you about the last time we played in Portugal against Sporting. We did lose in a very important game to make it onto into the finals for the Europa League. So
Mm-hmm. We gotta talk about Europa League, man. That's from ages ago.
This is a Europa League tie right now, you know. Arsenal getting Sporting at this stage, like I will say we do have the fortune of playing the teams that we have, and we're not capitalizing. So we'll
Yes.
see. We'll see with this Arsenal squad. Not having Timber, I think, is a really big blow because I think Ben White now is playing too many matches. We were managing in his minutes, but Mascara, like I said in previous episodes, I think he's very important to have as a right back instead of Ben White because I just don't like the way his body language ever since playing earlier. He was at fault for uh, a lot of the pace issues in the Manchester City loss in the Carabao Cup. He was getting constantly just like beaten by Doku as well as Shirky before fouling Shirky when he did the kick ups. So there is something to be seen from this Arsenal squad with our players playing meaningful roles and meaningful minutes. So
Too
I'll
right.
go with honestly, I'll go with a Arsenal winner 3-2 off of a set piece in the 94th minute.
Wow, you really just like put on all the parlay bets. Okay, all right. The 94th minute. I'm not as ambitious as you. I'll tell you that much. I think it's gonna be a game of defense. A lot of it's gonna be to stop Luis Suarez and his guys, and like you said, Trincao. I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
For the next match, we have Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid. I think
This
is going to be a great match.
this is gonna
Bayern,
be the
though,
best
I
match of
think
the
are
tournament.
just going to be completely outclassing them, to be honest. Like Real Madrid, they're surprising that they are coming to life, but Real Madrid also had a really bad loss this past week. Like I was very surprised about that match. Like Mallorca
Who they
versus
played? Yeah,
Real.
Mallorca. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It was Girona for some reason.
Nah, Mallorca. Girona actually just won today. So Militao, he
Yeah,
scored
big
in
up
the
Girona.
80th, and Mallorca decided to score in the 91st minute, and they were able to get that win over Real Madrid. So uh, I don't know what their squad is trying to do. It is not looking cohesive. Mbappe, Diaz, Arda Güler, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Rudiger, Trent. I mean, we don't have Courtois. Lunin is going to be in goal, so we'll see what happens. I think they're trying to also look at other striker options to pair with Kylian Mbappe, just to make sure that he gets some more space to be able to play in between. But you got to look at this Bayern squad: Elise, Harry Kane,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Luis Diaz. Um, Musiala is back. Carl is still doing really well. Their team just feels right. It just feels super strong.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna go
I
with a
mean,
Bayern win, and
I'm
I
also
think
go.
it'll be close.
Yeah, I'm also going to go for Bayern when I think it'll be close at home, but then Bayern will take it when they play at the Allianz. I just think the team is too strong, and there's been too much instability in the Madrid squad this season between the managers, between players. You know, Harry Kane is back. He's filing. I mean, he's what had 48 goals this season or 40 appearances. Um, I just, yeah, this is going to be an important one. It's going to really dictate seasons for especially for Madrid. I think Madrid more than for Bayern. So
Yeah.
they have less of an impetus to win this. They have less pressure. But with that said, I think Bayern will take it, and they're going to take them on both legs.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, definitely see it. I can see her Real putting up a fight at home because they have to. The
Yes, yeah,
only
they'll put up
way.
a fight for sure, no doubt about that.
But for some
But
reason, I feel as though company's side is just very well oiled right now. They came back
yeah,
from 2-0 against Freiburg on the weekend to win 3-2 in extra time at the end of the 90th minute. So we'll see. We'll see what really they can put forward. But Bundesliga versus Champions League is a completely different thing. And right now, Bayern are doing pretty well. They are
hmm
number one in the Bundesliga right now. And then our final match, we have
PSG versus Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Let's come all the way back full circle.
Yep.
What we were saying in the beginning, after the drubbing they got, after the chiding, after they got their panic by their ankles, and Man City and Haaland brought up the switch. Oh, I'm still shaking from that thing. I, as I said in the beginning, I find it very hard to believe that Liverpool will be able to come off of that loss with so little time and beat PSG, beat the former champions. I just don't, especially like you said, at the Parc des Princes. They demolished Chelsea. Salah is off game. The team looks dejected. Slot looks like he doesn't know what to do. They're missing Becker as well. Alisson Becker is not on the squad. So I honestly just don't see how Liverpool do it. Do they have players that can come up and show up in big moments? Absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah. Is this the moment they can do that against this strong PSG side? I think not.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's going to happen. I think what I would actually hope to happen is that Salah scores a screamer. Hopefully the first goal, or maybe better yet, a 1-1, right? To tie it up, and then PSG take it. But I want Salah to have a great match because he did not have one over the weekend. And I want him to go out on a high note. And so that's these two matches right here for me. But yeah, I just don't see how it's going to happen. Simeone has been losing matches. PSG's just playing way too well. I mean, yeah. What are your thoughts on this one?
Well, I'm hopeful that PSG versus Bayern happen because I'm glad they're on the left side of the bracket.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yeah, I want to see that bloodbath over potentially Arsenal versus Barcelona. Liverpool, all right things that you're saying right now, they are just not in it, but they lost the very first game of the weekend on Saturday. So I think they have enough time. Their match is on Tuesday. Their first match is on Wednesday.
No, they're on Wednesday. Yeah.
Their first match is on Wednesday. PSG over the weekend, they were able to open up a 4-point gap over Lens. So right now,
you mean Lyon?
No,
Lens. Against Lens. Okay.
Lens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes sometimes your pronunciation is terrible. You know that. Right?
Sometimes, but it's right that.
Sorry,
got it right that way.
Every once in a while, I'm wrong.
But PSG, they're kind of flying. This is Luis Enrique's his last season as a PSG manager. He's already said that he's looking for the next challenge, so might as well try to get that second Champions League final in his cap. I mean, these players are well drilled. They're very happy with the system. They know exactly what they need to do within that system. Press like wild, crazy people, and just score at will. Everything else will just happen. They don't need a world-class goalkeeper anymore because they're scoring for fun. So Liverpool, their defense just looks awful. I don't know what's going on with Van Dijk and Konate, why that partnership isn't coming like it was last season. It's because they don't have Trent being able to do auxiliary passes, spraying the ball all from the right. They don't have Robertson running up and down the left as much. You would think that Kirkez was going to be a perfect replacement every season from Bournemouth. It's just
you would have thought so.
Yeah, it's just not.
It's not working, and I'll be damned if I was right. I don't know if I said it on the pod last season, but I don't think I did because I think we were way too emotional. But the way that Slot won last season and the way he did, it's just so poetic that this is the way he's going to lose this season with, to almost take nothing home, to potentially get fired, and if all these things happen after such a milestone, such a historic season as he brought last season, as his first season as a manager in the UK to this. Yeah. And I just, I think it's the poetry of football, that this is the way that Liverpool go down. Would I like to see them last a little bit longer just to be for our benefit? Sure. But, if once the minute that you stop helping me, bitch, bye. So,
I'm
so
good on this being the end of the road for them in the Champions League. I want to see a really good
do we just play Boys to Men at the end of it and just like just start find all your other Sao Paulo Liverpool fans, start just snapping your fingers. And
you got to get that
Gen Zs. You don't know about that. You Gen X's, millennials. Let us know what you know about that.
I don't think they know about that. Gen Z, they got the tail end. They know about boy bands, especially the end of the road.
Gen Zs know about end of the road. They don't know about that stuff.
Well, we'll see. But this is going to be a rematch of last season's round of 16 match, where Liverpool. It was 1-0, and then it was 1-0, and it just didn't turn out well for Liverpool in both of those legs. So I'm thinking of worse for them. PSG, they have the Champions League crown to them. They are super established. The team knows what to do. Liverpool's team just doesn't know how to defend right now. Their midfield just looks out of sorts. I'm looking at a PSG just run through on Wednesday and then stemming the bleeding on the next go round on the 14th. So yeah, I'm going PSG.
Let me ask you this, because it's about to be a whole bunch of it's about to be, it could be dark days for Liverpool. They're currently sitting 5th in the table. Chelsea's right behind them with 1 point. Right after they play PSG, and if they lose, how will that affect them? But their matches, we did this 2 weeks ago with Chelsea, seeing what their run up looks like. Liverpool don't have. It's not bad, but it's not great either. They've got PSG 2 legs, Fulham, Everton, Crystal Palace, Man U, Chelsea, Villa. And they finished the season with Brentford. Do you think, at the current status, or the current state of Liverpool and the Reds, do you think they can make Champions League, or do you think they can make Europa? Actually, no. Do you think they can make Europa this year?
Ooh. I still think they'll be able to sew up 4th. I feel as though Aston Villa will be falling.
No, they'll bottle it. Yeah.
I feel as though Chelsea, after the 7-0 win, I think they'll be buoyed to continue to perform. So we'll see if they actually do well. But I think Everton could put them for a European spot. That'll be the story of the season outside of Tottenham falling out.
Right. I'm saying you got Everton and Brentford not far behind, right?
Yeah.
Brentford is only 3 points behind.
Who would have thought Brentford?
Listen, this is a crazy. We still were saying months ago that Aston Villa was not going to be lasting to this point. It's now March. They're still surviving. Yes, they have 9 losses. It's the most of any team in the top 6. But can they hold on?
All they have to do is get a couple wins.
And just need a couple wins. And can Chelsea go on a tear? I think this is now the time.
For Chelsea.
That's exactly. This is a very important time right now. And like you said, Brentford is at 7th. They are only 3 points behind Liverpool. Can they go on a tear? There's a lot at stake right now. There's a lot on the table.
Yeah,
lots to
April squeaky bum time, as Sir Alex would say.
As TC would love to say, exactly.
Yeah, so we'll see. But I want to thank everybody again for giving Them Boys Watch Footy a listen. Thank you for everybody that's been in the chat, everybody that has actually stopped by for the live stream. Really appreciate y'all. Please like and subscribe. Algorithm, give us some love.
Algorithm.
Yeah, for watching it's your boys, Them Boys Watch Footy. Peace out.